Okay, I'm going to start this video out with a question, and this is directed to people who both are and are not practitioners of maybe one specific religious faith. But the question is this: can you think of anyone who seems to almost act or speak on behalf of God, whether or not they talk a whole lot about God or invoke scripture and whatever it is they produce, say online or, in physical conversation spaces? So I cooked up that question while I was preparing a double strength cup of chamomile tea downstairs, and I was able to come up with a response to that I'm sure would upset some of his critics, but today I would just want to mention Andrew Huberman. So if you're not familiar with Andrew Huberman, I would recommend that you go to YouTube and type in Andrew Huberman. That's Huberman. Go to his YouTube channel, click on the videos button, and just scroll down as much as you possibly can to get a solid impression of the kinds of informational outputs he's providing to the English-speaking public, completely free of charge, nearly all the time, okay? And I'll just jump right into this. He is not young. He's not, some 20-year-old hotshot, but he's veritably inspiring. When you observe the kinds of works he offers us free of charge, okay? So the exceptional rate at which he produces useful contributions to culture in certain ways inspires me to become my highest self with increased boldness. So I'm not claiming that everything he's ever produced is completely perfect. But I think that, despite the fact that there was maybe a high-profile hit piece published about him once, and some people have tried to tear down people like him from, what I regard as a deserved position of prominence, I think that he might have been subjected to a certain kind of takedown effort because his work can help improve the health spans of Americans and therefore threaten the profitability of non-essential sickness within the United States and other territories where his work may have a useful reach. And in fact, I think the same of Dr. Jason Fung, who is the author of the deservedly well-received The Diabetes Code and other books that I will maybe eventually produce useful syntheses of when I'm generating a certain kind of text about cheap health span optimizations, despite the fact that my current life includes certain embarrassing vices, we'll say. So I would recommend that you look him up and you subscribe to him, and if you don't want to watch or put on his long-form videos when you're working out or something, then you can at least look up like Huberman Lab Clips or whatever the shorter clips channel that distills his content into useful little bits, useful little segments happens to be. And I think you'll find that he is what could be regarded as a so-called light worker. And I use that word with an appropriate degree of caution because, I don't quite like the constellation of ideas that encircles topics like light worker. I don't believe in the literal existence of star seeds or people whose souls are from other planets or something. But make sure you look him up and follow him. Start to experiment with whatever it is he recommends. I would recommend supplementing his work with maybe a foundational understanding of the core advisements of Dr. Jason Fung, particularly if you're overweight and you have clinically significant insulin resistance. And, maybe the majority of Americans are kind of in that position, whether or not they've been formally diagnosed with diabetes-related affliction. keep looking out for sources of inspiration and ennoblement, particularly if life seems to be kind of at a standstill and you don't seem to be moving in any positive direction. When you cannot formulate a grand vision that can organize all your efforts into something that will ennoble both you and others, you can at least work on your health and keep yourself healthy in the meantime as you figure out the general direction in which you want to steer your life. Okay? You constantly have to go onward and upward. That's all I'll say for now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Stay sharp and sober, and God bless you.